Today we are working on swapping over the new wheels over to the Mickey Thompson Baja Bosses that we've already been using. These are the KMC Machetes. We are going to be putting on the KMC Robbie Gordons today. Got to run to the auto parts store to pick up some valve stems, so we're gonna head out that way.
That's all we need.
There it is. For those of you who cannot find toilet paper, head to AutoZone. This stuff will get your ass nice and shiny. Alright, so here it is, the new box for the KMC Robbie Gordons. Gonna open those up, take a look. Pretty sexy.
Few people know that these valve stem tools actually have multiple purposes other than removing your core. They also help you install new valve stems. Perfect seal with no damage. Alright, we're gonna drill and tap our wheel for the Powertank Monster Valves. We always go 90 degrees of the factory valve stem, just so we've got a good location, and we're going opposite of the RG logo. Because we just got these powder coated, it's not ideal, but if you put a little tape where you're gonna drill through, it'll help keep your powder coat from peeling up and give you a nice look in the end. So I always start with a smaller drill bit just to get it located.
A little bit bigger bit.
Once you get to this step, go to your final drill bit size. Most taps have a recommended drill bit size. Our recommends a 7/16. So we're gonna go ahead and drill through with that. A good tip here to have a nice straight hole is to take your time on aluminum. Just slow and steady is the way to go. If you push too hard, you've got a chance of torquing it one way or the other. And then you'll have some problems once you go to seal your threads.
Sometimes you just gotta stretch that hole out.
Squirt a little WD-40 in there. What's worked best for us is if you go until your tap is flush with the backside. Get all of the oil out of there and get ready to put the monster valve in. These monster valves come pre-assembled with all your collar and your top piece on. Whenever we're installing them, I like to pull those off so that you can use a socket to get straight on to tighten it up in there. You just put a little thread sealant on. That's probably too much. Make sure you get it all the way around.
When he says a little, he means a lot.
Once it's good and tight, let it sit for a little bit to let the sealant set in, and then you're good to air it up and go from there.
So this is the final product here. This is what the Powertank Monster Valves look like installed. It's just a little cap on the top. So pretty much you unscrew the top off. We'll show you once the tires are aired up, but you take that off. You can loosen this up right here, and that releases the air extremely fast, which is the whole point, and they fill up about 4 times faster than the regular size. Now we're gonna mount the new wheels onto the Mickey Thompson Baja Bosses.
Another helpful thing I like to do is I use a 5-gallon bucket to sit under the wheel whenever you're centering up the beadlock ring. Makes it a lot easier to get everything centered up. The next thing we gotta do is get this bead centered around this ring. As you can see, it does take a little bit of work. Most of the time you can get it almost lined up and just use a mallet to beat the bead on the rest of the way. Don't use a hammer, use a mallet. That way you don't mess up the new powder coating on the wheels. Right, once you get that centered, the next step is to put your beadlock ring on. I always like to try to match up the logos. That way it looks good. I don't guess really anyone cares. I like to go ahead and start 4 on opposite edges. That way it pulls the ring down a little even, and then we'll add all the rest of the bolts in.
Luckily, KMC takes the time to individually wrap every single bolt. It really cuts down on the install time as well.
You don't want to get your beadlock bolts scratched in shipping.
That's a fact.
Now we've got our torque wrench set to 25 Newton meters, and we're gonna go all the way around until everything continues to stay torqued. This usually takes 2 to 3 passes completely around the entire ring. All right, now we'll get our power tank set up, throw some air in this, and then we'll do it 4 more times and throw them all on the Jeep and see how it looks.
up, dudes? We are back. We got the wheels put back on. Gonna go ahead and give you a look. So these again are the KMC Robbie Gordon beadlocks. Reason I liked these, my KMC Machetes just never really showed off the big brake kit that well, which isn't a big deal, but I always like to keep it changed up. So this year we decided to go with the Robbie Gordons. So as you can see in a second, you can see the brake calipers a ton through the openings. The color really set off the Jeep along with the cage. Thinking about making some other changes to it as well, but yeah, gonna go ahead and show you guys what's up. So as you can see, you'll see the big brake kit right there popping through. The Mickey Thompson Baja Boss and the KMCs are always a classic combo. They are just sick. Cannot go wrong. Alright dudes, that is it on this episode. We are giving away the old KMC Machetes off of the Snow Trooper here. If you guys are interested, like, subscribe, and comment below what color you would do the wheels if you win them. We'll be picking someone from the list, and good luck.